You have to tell me. I have to hear. No, do you love me or hate me? Eh?
¿Qué haces? Es más todo que haces.
What's up, my beautiful people? My name is Chef Matiko, and if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate. Please subscribe if you've not, and hit that like. Road to 100,000 subscribers. Please make it happen. I'm coming live from Madrid, Spain. A very beautiful city. Look at that train. Look at that train. Yes, I decided nowadays I'll be doing videos from forests because people are too tired with the city side. So guys, for my returning viewers, I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for always coming back to support me. I really appreciate it. On today's video, I want to talk about probably you should know these before you get married to a white girl, or maybe to say you get married to a foreigner, because I've gone through a lot and I want to share this right here. I'm Chef Matiko. I'm from Kenya, born and raised in Kenya. Got married to a Spanish beautiful girl, and her name is Laura. We've been married for 4 years, and that's why I decided to be sharing stories so that people get to know and get to understand what it really means when you get married to, probably is my experience. All right, some people can have other experiences, but this is my experience as Chef Matiko. We got married, we started this relationship in the year 2019 when Laura was a volunteer. She traveled to Kenya, and actually, for the sake of my new subscribers, my new viewers, actually we knew each other right there in Kenya, in my village, a village called Nyabohansi. So we used to do 1, 2, 3 things in 2018 before we started our relationship in 2019. And in 2018, I want to assure you, Laura was my greatest enemy, and I was, of course, and vice versa. The reason as to why, culture differences and everything could not help us love one another. But when she came back in 2019, Laura, a beautiful girl, and Simon, who's Chef Matiko right now, a very handsome boy, met and started to be friends. Actually, the first time I saw her in 2019, I told her, "Oh, you look beautiful." And actually, Laura said, "Is it because of my hair?" I think we did that story in one of my videos. So time went by, COVID came. It was very difficult to meet because the doors were closed, the borders were closed, and right now we could not meet. You know, long distance relationship has ups and downs. I remember Laura could visit my home before the COVID. Laura could visit my home, a very humble home, and my mom and every other siblings of mine could call me and tell me this is the right girl. The reason as to why, the morals that my wife has, the behavior and the humbleness in her could actually make everybody in the village to fall in love. So time went by, it became very difficult, and now actually, from, you know, when you love somebody, true love exists, and when you love somebody, definitely God always finds a way to make sure that you people are together. So the time came, and Laura said, "Why can't we why can't we marry each other to be together?" And of course, as Chef Matiko, definitely I was fearing, because I was I can say I was very young, and again I was fearing that what if I tell her what I'm feeling probably she will say maybe it's because I'm rich, or because she's rich, or because she's coming from Europe. From the word go, when we met, I really wanted to spend all my life with her. But again, because of shyness and all this, I never knew how she could take it. So I don't know what happened. She came with that suggestion. So when time went by, I told this to my mom, and my mom was very shocked, and she said, "Matiko, you are not going anywhere. You are not going to live in Europe. You are not going to travel to Europe." I told my mom, you know, nowadays the world is so small, meaning if somebody wants to come back home, they will definitely do, and if somebody doesn't want to come back home, they won't. Remember, I was this young boy actually in campus. I used to study hospitality management. I was actually in my final year of my studies. I shared this to my one of my beautiful cousins. Her name is Gati, who I used to live with her at that time I was in college. And she said, if you want to go to Europe because of marriage, please don't go. But if you want to go to Europe because of love, you can definitely go. I remember I was in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen when she was cooking when I shared this to her, because my wife could call my girlfriend back then, who is now my wife, could call. They could talk, and she definitely knew this was a right partner for me. So the fear of my mom was that what if my son goes and don't to come back? Because we have some villagers who came to Europe and never went back home, including the brother of my grandmother. He came and never went back. And we have the majority of people who came to Europe, then life never went so well. They became drug addicts, they became gang members, and that's why my mom feared. But I told her, Mom, from the word go, if really I'm your son and I can stay even in the city and not to come back home, but you know I always come home to visit you. And finally, with consulting to her sisters and everybody in the village, the closest people that were in the village, finally Mom said, it's okay, son. If you want to live your life, as long as you are happy, I'm here and I'm happy to, but don't forget to come back home. Laura, my wife, actually arranged a trip to come and so that we organize everything to get married. I remember I used to stay in a very small house in Nairobi that could accommodate one bed, one sofa set, and one sufuria and one knife, because I used to do hospitality management, and when it comes to hospitality management, you learn how to cook and all the stuff. So in short, I was a chef. My house, definitely, I was a very good cook. If my wife could visit me, I could cook for her. Regardless, I cook ugali, then wash the sufuria, or I cook vegetable, wash the sufuria, I cook ugali. I only had one. Life was so hard, but was very beautiful at that time, because I felt that somebody genuinely loves me. So our wedding was very simple, because my mom and my sister were there, and I think one of my two cousins and two friends. I can say a wedding of 10 people. We never again, it never mattered, because we knew what we were doing and we knew what the life is awaiting for us. When we went to get married in that office of marriage in Nairobi, a lot of people were looking at us and saying, this is the genuine couple, because a lot of people who we see here, they have older men and older women. Not even, I cannot use the word older, very old. And we smiled and we were making the wedding. But we promised ourselves we're gonna remarry. We're gonna marry. Not people marry once, but we promised ourselves we're gonna marry when that time. We're gonna make a wedding, a big wedding in Europe and in Kenya when God blesses us with probably when God blesses us in future, we're gonna make that wedding. because I believe a lot of people, even me personally, I love to make a wedding to invite all my friends, all my family, everybody to enjoy this very beautiful day. So this day probably is coming. So a journey to Europe was so nice. I remember again, my wife left Kenya to Europe alone after marriage because she was working. And because I was actually finishing my high education, I can say. The lesson to this, you have to, even if you're coming, even if you're getting married, don't rush. Finish studies if you are in the way, because if somebody really loves you, will wait for you. You see, so I had to finish my exams, my final exams, because without that exam, I could not graduate. Then definitely, I traveled to Europe. My first day here, I shared that story, was so nice, but a confused boy from the village, but life went on. The family of my wife is very supportive. My wife has been my #1 friend, and I'm telling you, I don't regret to marry this beautiful wife. Her name is Laura. So life went on. Actually, it was time for me to start working. Before we get to now a contract, a job, I used to work with friends that gave me a job to look for after their kids. It was so good because I could get pocket money and I could support my family back home. Before even I got this job, my wife could sacrifice. My wife could make things go on because my mom at that time never had a steady job. I remember, sorry to say, my mom had cancer, and I thank God that everything went okay. I had a support, very big support from my wife's family, and also my in-laws, no, I can say my sister's family where she got married. And right now my mom is okay. Flashing back, I used to say, what if I could not come to Europe? Could mom not get treatment? Because at the beginning, remember mom was saying, please don't go to Europe, don't go to Europe. But it was because mom loved me so much and she could not get to see her son go forever, never to come back. So God blessed us, we managed that, and mom is now okay. So my second job in Europe was very hard because I used to apply, but nobody could hire me because here in Spain they speak Spanish, and that is #1 requirement to any job. I couldn't give up. My wife again went ahead and actually enrolled me in one of the schools here to study Spanish before I could get a job. Flashing back, I think that she had a very good plan for me because she never wanted me to rush. Even though the life here is very difficult, that's why a lot of people share responsibilities, because rent, food, everything is so high. I don't know how she used to manage alone. So with that said, apart from studying Spanish, I she actually paid for me to do my driving classes, which is very expensive because I couldn't do my driving classes in Spanish because I never knew anything in Spanish. So I did them in English, which became more expensive. To get the driving license, I had to study very hard because here there is no shortcut. There is no corruption that you go and say, take this amount of money and give me the driving license. That is not happening here in Europe because you have to do your exams, theory exams first, and you have to get at least 27 out of 30, and the exams are marked with computers. So yes or yes, if you're wrong, you repeat. If you fail, you repeat. God blessed me because God knew that this guy is not going to wait for so long. So God blesses me. I passed exams because, again, I cannot say only God, because you have to work so hard. If you pray and not read, you won't pass. So I did that. God helped me. I passed my exams. When the practicals came, because you have to fail only 3 attempts, because you know here you are working with a machine. You can put people's life into danger. So I did work very hard, and finally I had my driving license. My father-in-law, without thinking twice, he said, you will come and work with me. So the first very job with a contract here in Spain, which is very hard to get. People think that when you come to Spain, the jobs are waiting for you. If you don't have connection, if you don't have papers, it's very, very hard. Chef Matiko joined to work as ayudante. That means an assistant. There's a big hat over there. You know, here there is some hairs. You know the problem with this phone, with iPhone, you cannot double click to turn the camera. Yes, I'm using an iPhone so I wanted to buy a Samsung, but you know, anyway. So I started working. My first day at work was very, very awesome. I said, I've got this job, I'm going to learn, I'm going to do my best, because without this, I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to embarrass my family, my father-in-law. So I used to work very hard, learn day by day until I became very, very good at work. And right now I'm planning to do a certain document, and I have to study to get a signature that I can sign whenever there is a job, a big job, because I'm a growing man and I want to own a company right here in Spain when that day comes. So growing up, marrying, and everything that happened to me, I have so many challenges when it comes to life. Obviously, when you get married to a white woman or a white man, in your village, or a big percentage of probably people who knows you or people who don't know you, they will always judge you. They will say, you married that girl for money, you married that woman for money, you married that everything for money, money, money. They forget that love exists, and true love is what conquers. Even the Bible says, yeah, love is, I don't know what, I cannot quote the verse, but I know love is number one thing that even God says, that you know, you should love one another. It is agape love and the other love. All right, so anyway, that is propaganda. So growing up, I started a YouTube channel, and Chef Matiko has been growing. I've been pushing myself. My wife is not that YouTube kind of person, but you always know that when it comes to couples, you might have some differences, and we should respect one's differences. If my wife does, if she feels like probably we can do this together, we can definitely do. And that's why sometimes she's here, sometimes she's not, which is okay. You know, you cannot tell, come. So I've been fighting and trying so hard, because I know where I come from. I have a family that depends on me, and I thank God right now we are a bit stable, and also a family here that depends on me. As I speak, I have a very nice, beautiful daughter, and actually she's Mara, for those people who knows her. Growing in Europe, if you come to Europe, if you're married to a white person because of money, you will definitely get disappointed, because you will arrive here and you will be shocked. The reason as to why here there is shared responsibility, or if somebody can't probably work, you have to stand in for your family. And as a man or a woman, I think it's right to fight for your family. All right. So what happens is that if you come here and probably you are expecting maybe your husband or wife has a very big house has a swimming pool, they have BMWs, they have Mercedes Benz, they have Porsche, and you get disappointed, you definitely end that marriage. You will definitely suffer emotionally, mentally, because you've not got what you were expecting. If you don't work hard, if you don't, probably imagine, I am a skilled personnel, I have my document, I have a career, but I chose to change my career because my family needed it, and I really needed it most. You can come here as a cashier, you can come here as a doctor, but end up as mason, which is not a bad job right here in Europe. One thing I love about here is that they respect each and everybody's career. Actually, you might get a mason earns more than a doctor. And you cannot, when you walk on the road, nobody's face is written, this is who or this is what this guy does. Shockingly, there is one day when I was new here in Europe, there was a cleaner who used to clean our community. They called it urbanization, our community. A community is where you have like these houses, a plot, let me say a plot. You see these apartments, so this is one community. Yeah. To tell you that and to confirm you that, there was this lady who was working right there, cleaning, washing the toilets. And as a talkative person, I went and approached the lady. I asked, how are you? How are you doing? How is life here? We told stories and I left. One day, I saw a very nice Mercedes-Benz close to our place. When the girl finished, actually, the lady is not she was a woman. When the girl finished actually cleaning, I saw her walking straight to her Mercedes-Benz, opening the car, and I said, wow, don't judge a book by its cover. Because honestly, here, if you work, you will eat. It's not like other countries that if you are a doctor or if you are whatsoever, you look at people like they're rubbish to you. No, I think human beings, we should love one another. We should embrace, we should respect each and everybody's profession, because we all need each other. So back to the story. I got employed, everything was fine, and my life is good right now. So becoming a YouTuber, and that's why, you know, if now you are in public, we expect negative and positive feedbacks from our fans. The reason as to why I'm making this video today is to help a brother or a sister. If you are a YouTuber or if you are a public figure, don't mind, just move on. People have been telling me that I married because of a white girl because of money, a white girl because probably I wanted to come to Europe. They don't know a story behind all this. If really I could have been married because of money, then definitely I could wait my wife to do everything at work because she at home because she works in a government institution. I could not be working right now. And number two, I could have been choosing the work. I could not even accept to work with the father because that was, I could say, let me wait for my profession to come. Or I could say, let me just wait, or, you know, your salary is enough, you can provide. If I came here because of money, or I'm in Europe because of money, I could not be doing this video today right here. I could not be pushing myself right here to do videos because I know my fans who are watching me know Chef Matiko is a really hard-working young man. I woke up very early in the morning. I go. I don't choose. I work as an electrician right here in Madrid. And you will find myself cleaning. You will find myself doing blah, blah, blah. You will never, what I always tell myself, even if my work, I don't have my work today, I will never, if my work finishes, like today I don't have, there is no electrical going on, I can clean, I can wash dishes, I can do anything. I can even sweep the road to make sure that my family survives. Because at the end of the day, when you put food on the table, it doesn't say this is coming from this kind of job. So that's why you see, I will always be humble, because where I come from, my mother raised me and taught me how to be humble. Respect one another so that at least they will respect you back and you will live a good life. So if I was into money right now, you know, once YouTube starts paying. So for example, when I go home, you know, people think that here in Spain, people earn a lot of money. I shared a story the other day that here the minimum salary is around 1,300 euros, and actually you will get some bosses who don't pay you that money. They pay you below that, even 1,000 euros, simply because you don't have the papers, and they take advantage. And probably it's not 8 hours, you work more hours. So to say that, people might say, 1,000, you know, when you say 1,000 euro in Kenya is around 170,000 or 100 and let me say 150,000 plus the minimum salary right here in Spain. But again, you should know that you have to pay rent. Let me tell you, this place right here, you see, these buildings right here, a 3-bedroom apartment, a normal house, they are not very big, just a standard house, goes for around let me say 1,100 euros. So you can make your quick mathematics. You've not eaten, you've not done anything else. So with that say, when I go home, I make a little bit more money when I work hard. When I work hard, if you work hard on YouTube, when I go home, I work hard. Probably I could have quitted working. Even I could have relocated to Kenya a long time ago, because I know the power of YouTube and the you know, the power of YouTube and the opportunity that YouTube gives me. But again, I'm not here for money, because you don't know. I rather get a skill first, get stable first, then probably relocate, because I can decide to relocate to Kenya, then what else? So guys, that is what I wanted to share. I want to tell you, some people, and if you love somebody, you will go through a lot. You will go up and down, and you will survive. But if you come here because you say, here you will get this, you will get that money, you know, hey, people in the village think that when you walk right here, you just pluck money from the trees, and it's not true. And I'm telling you, there are some people who lives much expensive lives back in my countries, even back in the village, than probably people who will live here in Europe. The good thing is that maybe, you know, we never know. Maybe one day we will relocate to Kenya, but it's not the right time. So probably I'll do that video when that right time comes. So guys, I'm at this place. It's called Alcorcón, Spain, and this is how things looks like. So I've been walking for some minutes. Here is where they buy trees. I told you in my previous videos that here trees are very important, like in every country in the world. But here it's very strict. You cannot cut down a tree. You can be fined, penalty. You cannot just come here and start cutting trees. Like you say these are bushes or something like that. It's prohibited. It's very prohibited. You can end up even in jail. Yes. So here is where people buy trees, buy plants, and the other part is where I go for gym. Yeah, you see. So I'm walking you through the city part of Alcorcón. You know, I was in the forest. I always go there to connect with my ancestors. Yes, I always go to the forest to connect with my ancestors, because I'm a village boy from East Africa, Kenya. So I'm gonna be showing you a little bit of this place, and we see how it goes. Keep on watching. My name is Chef Matiko, and probably I'll show you my wife in a few. So I wanna walk there and see how things go. So guys, I just came to a railway, not a railway station, this is a railway right here. So trains pass through here, through this place. They go around Madrid. Look at how it looks like. So I want to wait and see if we have luck to see one. They even have traffic control railway station, no lights. The railways have a traffic control lights right there, and actually, as you can see, it's fenced because of security purposes. Yeah, so imagine if somebody drops here, so we can have another story. So look at they have big, look at the cables. I can see one coming from a distance. I mean, let's wait for it and see how it goes. Woo! Look at that. Yeah, they are called Renfe. They go so fast. It's going to stop right there. So that is how it looks like, guys. So I was nearly missing the shot. Yeah, but unfortunately, we got a shot. So let us keep watching to see how the day goes, guys.
¿Qué hacéis? ¿Es más todo que pasa? ¿Qué? Sí. Se ve, pero vamos.
So guys, I met my wife right here. I met my wife right here. Mommy, say hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Some people are saying that you don't love me. Is that true?
¿Así?
Yes.
Eso.
People, a lot of people. You've not read the comments.
No.
Go and read. But do you love me or do you hate me?
What do you think?
I think that you hate me. But you have to tell me. I have to hear. No, do you love me or hate me? Eh? Dime.
Abre.
Dime.
Amazon.
So guys, you've seen she cannot say. she cannot say. Why can't you say it? You know, quiet means no. So guys, we are from somewhere and a big secret is coming like a bomb. So like a bomb. A big secret is coming like a bomb. So this is my wife. I've been actually telling them that how we met and what people think. Probably when you marry a white woman, you are rich. I was telling them that story. Are you rich? But you are. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Say bye bye to them. So guys, bye bye for now. Bye bye for now. See you in our next vlog. Ciao ciao. Adios.